Otangelo, maybe your peers here will educate you, but hold on a second. Otangelo, you are wrong. Michael is correct. You're shooting yourself in the foot. You're making an embarrassing fool of yourself. I think I've been running this stream for nearly 15 minutes. Without it actually being live. If it's just started right now, you've missed 15 minutes of the best internet live stream action that has ever been not captured. So what I'll do is reintroduce the whole thing, because it wasn't that difficult to recreate, considering all right. Okay, let me just Hello viewers, my name is Sydney Winston. I am an atheist activist out of Vancouver, Canada. Today we are going to revisit our buddy Otangelo. Now, there are 5 clips, very short ones, 3 of them provided by Otangelo himself and 2 commentaries on Otangelo. Thank you for bearing with me during that brain fart I had when I forgot to go live. So I was streaming to myself. Sorry about that. Well, you didn't see, so hopefully it was a train wreck of a stream so that nobody saw it. Now, oh yes, I was going to bring in the I was going to change the format a little bit because I see there's a little bit of action movement. So I thought I'd bring in the chat, the side chat, the YouTube chat. And let me recognize all you nice people, you friendly people who have come in and spent some time. So we got God equals the square root of -1. Thank you for joining. Okay, I just want to say that I've wasted 15 minutes of your time by already. I started the stream 15 minutes ago and I forgot to press the Grow Live button because it was hidden and I wasn't thinking. I was assuming technology would take care of everything. So again, we have some Otangelo. It's not going to take very long. At least the videos are very short, the clips. We might have a bit of commentary. Feel free to comment in the side chat there. I'll visit it frequently if there's movement, all right? So, let's see. Okay, this first one is by Otangelo. Remember, the first 3 are Otangelo. The last 2 are not by Otangelo. All the credits for all the videos are in the description below. I think I've already added them. So let's do it.
This is a tale of a harpooneer, like Queequeg and Moby Dick. There's no whale hunt going on, but in a way, it's just as amazing. This is a one-celled organism called a dinoflagellate, and it's harpooning its prey and then towing it away. This tiny creature has a very sophisticated harpoon gun. Scientists knew about polycricos, but this is the first time they've caught the action on video. Researchers at the University of British Columbia recorded the attack and capture. They also used DNA analysis to show that dinoflagellates like Polycricos evolved the harpoon gun on their own. Jellyfish and their relatives have something very similar, but it's not the same. Now, this may seem a little hokey, but I don't care, because I really want to say, "There she blows, Polycricos!"
Okay. Well, that was far from funny, I must say. However, this is the way Otangelo presents his debunking of evolution somehow. How does Otangelo present his debunking of evolution, you may ask? Well, let me answer you by saying this. At the bottom here, Otangelo actually writes a little blurb on what we have just seen, and you will not believe what he says. Okay, remember, this is a Christian fundamentalist, always trying to prove that God exists, always trying to bring what he calls evidence that God exists. And I have to assume, gotta assume, because he's a Christian, and you know Otangelo, he's a Darth Dawkins-esque type Christian. I have to assume that this is relevant to Jesus somehow. So he writes, and you've just seen the video, he writes, "Humans did not invent the harpoon gun." I'm going to repeat that, okay? Because that's the first sentence, usually the most important one. Humans did not invent the harpoon gun. Some sea snails and jellyfish shoot darts at prey, and one single-celled predator even fires a projectile with a line attached to it, so it can tow its prize away. Scientists working at the University of British Columbia reported Friday that they had captured the first high-resolution video of this microscopic harpooner in action. Although it is tempting to call it Ishmael, its real name is Polycricos cophoido. Why is it tempting to call Polycricos Ishmael? Get it? Anyone? Ishmael? Anyway. The video may lack the literary depth of Moby Dick, but it is strong on action, and Polycricos is arguably better armed than any whaleboat launched from Captain Ahab's Pequod. Oh, get it, Ishmael, Captain Ahab. Okay. Otangelo, just a grammatical kind of a suggestion. Introduce Moby Dick before you mention Ishmael, just so we can get a context there. For example, it fires a projectile that has several working parts. First is an initial dart called a tyaniocist. Gregory S. Gavelis, the primary author of the paper in Science Advances describing the research, said, "It just explodes." Dr. Gavelis, now a researcher at Arizona State University, was pursuing his PhD with Brian S. Leander when he took the work on Polycricos. Dr. Leander and a group of other scientists contributed to the paper. Dr. Gavelis said the scientists did not yet know the function of the tyaniocist. It might be a little glue bomb, he said. All right, so that's that first video presented by Otangelo. Any comment on it might be just best left to the side chat, because I don't know. Let's go to the next one.
For it to...
Because nothing has no power to do something.
Okay,
Something
stop.
cannot come
Stop.
from nothing.
First of all,
I think we've seen this one in some form or another, but it's very short, so why not?
First of all, your assertion that something cannot come from nothing is something you cannot demonstrate.
I don't have to demonstrate.
Yes, you do.
Well, he does have to demonstrate it. Look how he's laughing. He's laughing.
I'm explaining why you cannot merely assert that. Of course you can say it. I can say the moon...
Okay. So in this one, he's laughing at Matt Dillahunty, who's making sense. So we have here. This is brilliant. This shows the depth of the cognitive dissonance of Otangelo Grasso. Because listen to Matt Dillahunty making sense, okay? Putting forward the argument in such a way that it's as logical as possible. And Otangelo reacts with this little child laughing meme like a child himself. He can't argue against the point that Matt's making, but he can act like a child. And that's what he's doing.
Moon is made of green cheese. You don't get to assert that something cannot come from nothing and expect someone to accept that until you demonstrate it.
Right. Listen to
If the definition of nothing is that it doesn't have anything, then that's fine. But until the definition of nothing is something cannot come from it, you have work to do to prove that assertion.
I was looking through these comments here. Listen to this. This is an exchange between somebody named Michael and Otangelo Grasso. It's a short one. Michael says, but how do you know that something can't come from nothing? Otangelo, well, try. If you're successful, let me know. Lolsy, lolsy, lolsy. Michael. And you see how he makes light of it? Otangelo does? It's very disingenuous, just to begin with. Michael, and nothing isn't just air. There's still energy and particle fields and quarks coming in and out of existence. True. Otangelo, Michael, that's not nothing, and a quantum vacuum field isn't nothing either. Michael, Otangelo, nothing in your sense can't really be tested, or else it becomes something. Exactly. Touche, bingo. Otangelo, it has not to be tested because it is the absence of anything. Michael, and you would have to demonstrate that nothing cannot become something. Otangelo, have you been brainwashed by Matt Dillahunty? Otangelo, maybe your peers here will educate you. Well, Otangelo, sir, I think you've shot yourself in the foot here. Excuse me. I think you've shot yourself in the foot here, sir, because Michael, your opponent in this little debate, little text war, is making the better points. You are making silly little points. So I think you're losing that one, sir. But let's carry on.
No.
Yes.
See how it's childish. Childish. Pippi Langstrucki? What the fuck? So that was the work of Otangelo Grasso. Again, shooting himself in the foot there. He hasn't proved his point, being an evangelical fundamentalist, science denier, reality denier Christian. So he's got one more. We'll give him another chance, and let's run it. It would be best if I switched over to the chat room and said hello to everybody, because I haven't seen them for a while, which is not good. If you keep your chat room happy, maybe life would be sweeter. All right, let me recognize you fine people. Ha we ha. We've already recognized you, but we'll recognize you again because you're ha we ha. Wildheart 666. Hey, Cryptomaria. Good morning. I'm just reading some of your talking about from Germany, Harvey Ha. I think that's why Otangelo played that that German thing at the end of that last video, Pipi Langstrucking or whatever it was, because he, I believe, was born in Germany. He's German. Yeah, that whole harpoon thing was nonsense, absolute nonsense. It didn't prove anything. It was interesting science, thank you very much, but his whole point was humans didn't invent the harpoon gun. They found it in this polykritos thing, and yay, whoopee doo. It means nothing. But let's get back to, what did he call it? How Lawrence Krauss commits intellectual suicide. Listen to this. How Lawrence Krauss commits intellectual suicide. Now, I believe he's starting off with his childish manner of with these puppets and noises and stuff. But let's see what happens.
And that's because we can be wrong, and we can learn, and we learn from the universe. So if we ask the question, and I think perhaps the most offensive thing I said, it was initially at the beginning, is that something and nothing are not theological or philosophical quantities. They're physical quantities. Most people recognize that something is a physical quantity, but they refuse to accept the idea that nothing might be a physical quantity, somehow the absence of something. And so what is remarkable and surprising in some sense how there's been a reaction to it is, in this particular book, what I tried to do was not attack theological notions, but celebrate our changing picture of reality, the amazing discoveries that have been made over the last 50 years, some by people here, by me.
Did you see that claim? Hold on a second, Otangelo. You're being a little bit like obnoxious here. Of course you attack theological notions, Lawrence Krauss. You want God not to exist. We all know that, Lawrence. Wow, dude, you are showing some psychological cracks. That is not a normal thing to say. You want God not to exist. So now you're attacking him on YouTube because you think that scientist Lawrence Krauss wants God not to exist. Your mind is rotting, Otangelo. But I'd really like to watch the end of this because I want to know I really want to know what's inside your head, and this is going to tell me.
Amazing discoveries that have been made over the last 50 years, some by people here, by my friend Brian Schmidt here, who won the Nobel Prize for his discovery, that have changed completely our picture of the universe and made it plausible, the most remarkable and unexpected thing you can imagine, that you could start with absolutely nothing. That means that you could start with absolutely nothing. That you could start with absolutely nothing. No particles, but not even empty space. No space whatsoever. And maybe even no laws governing that space. And we can plausibly understand how you could arrive without any miracles, without any need for a creator, without any supernatural creation. You could produce everything we see. I find that the fact that it's plausible, remarkable, in the same sense that I think I found it plausible when I first learned about evolution, because the universe continues to surprise us. And so it doesn't care what we like. It doesn't care what we think is sensible.
But I suppose things like planets the size of Jupiter being very close to their sun, I mean, that's surprising, but it's not surprising in the same way as the idea that there could be literally nothing from which something suddenly springs. And I mean, it is very hard to grasp it, and I certainly can't grasp it. The reason why it's hard to grasp from an evolutionary point of view, I suppose, is that our brains were, I mean, our brains are tools for making sense of the world in which our ancestors
fuck,
had
sorry
to
I was
survive.
muted there. Sorry.
There's no need
I'm
for
always
God.
doing
Is
that.
there God? Is there God?
It's
What would you
unlikely.
say?
There's no evidence for God.
Okay,
There's
so
no evidence for
so
God.
let me ask something. If there is no God, okay, if there is no thing called God, if he is nothing, can't something come from him? Lawrence Krauss, thank you so much. Lawrence Krauss, the universe from God.
For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men.
So he's got to go to scriptures which are written by man for sure, 100%. It's all nonsensical garbage. And so at the end, he goes to scriptures. Really, Otangelo, you disappoint me, sir. You disappoint me. You have put out 3 videos there, none of them which support your ridiculous claim. And I'm sorry for being muted because I'm an idiot when I forget to unmute and I talk. Good thing I can repeat myself. And another good thing was I wasn't saying anything that was too important that I need to repeat myself. Other than to repeat that Otangelo has not made one point in his favor when presenting these scientists. With Lawrence Krauss, when he says nothing, there's no such thing as nothing, because nothing, because the quantum state necessitates something. So there's no such thing as nothing. That's what he's trying to put across. So nothingness would conceptually cause something, but there's no nothingness. So the something is infinite, which explains why nothing is impossible. It's all impossible. Nothing. There's always something. Nothing. So Otangelo has a major problem with this, and I'm not gonna play or his reading of the scriptures, because it's basically saying that if you don't have God, then you're a fool. That's essentially what he's saying. Now there are another 2 videos here. One is by Darth Dawkins Debunked. That's the one coming up. And again, it's a very short one, and I'm going to bring it in to share it with you right now. See, there it is.
I had a very short text exchange with Otangelo Grasso, and he is a regular in Darth Dawkins' Atheist Helpline. And what was kind of funny about it was that the first thing he said, or one of the first things he said, I'm quoting him, "I already disagree with your first sentence. Nobody can contradict the God claim in absolute terms because God's existence can neither be proven nor be disproven." Okay, but he was disagreeing with Darth, not me. He thought that when he was reading it, that was something I was saying, but I let him know I'm quoting Darth. So it was just kind of funny. But yeah, so he did try to challenge me a little, but I told him no. I'm.
You know what that proves? That proves that Otangelo doesn't read the shit. He just spews off his script. He's a lazy bastard. You got one script and you just, without thinking, you just read it. You just like read parrot fashion. Otangelo, we're seeing into you. We are peeling you apart, sir.
I'm not saying anything about his worldview. I'm not aiming it at his worldview. I'm only aiming my website at Darth's worldview. So I didn't really try to do anything as far as...
I hate to say that Darth Dawkins debunked the website, but Otangelo's worldview and Darth Dawkins' worldview are very, very rapidly converging and uniting as one. Don't you think?
Debate him. But I told him, if he has any questions or comments about my website, to feel free to contact me. But it was just kind of comical that he thought that he was disagreeing with me when he was actually disagreeing with Darth.
All right, that's that one. Next one is by the Presbyterian. Apparently, Otangelo slandered somebody. So we'll get right into it, shall we, without further commentary?
All right, everybody. Welcome once again. And boy, I had some fun happen this morning.
Oh, yeah?
Really earlier
What
this
happened?
evening, I should say. That I had an interaction on Praise's panel with the hooded hate.
Oh, Praise. That's Praise I believe. I haven't been on his channel. I haven't much listened to it, but I've kind of followed him a little bit through the Raging Atheist and I think someone else, I can't remember.
Hate preacher, his loyal dog John Maddox, who actually disagrees with everything he's doing, but still won't leave his panel or do anything meaningful to stop Smokey, and one Otangelo Grasso. And I, to this point, never had a direct interaction with Otangelo, and I thought it was very odd because I've never said anything to Otangelo personally. I've never talked with him before today at any time. I've offered to talk to him. I've also challenged him to have the receipts on making his stupid claim that I am as bad as Smokey. I guarantee you, in the almost 5 odd years I've been on this website, I have never been as hateful as Will Kincaid, NG42 Pillbox, Rand Campbell, Smokey Saint, etc. Never. That's not.
Look at this. This is Christians going at each other. Christians are hateful. Every one of them is a hateful. Now they're going at each other. I guess because they're all hateful in different degrees. Like Darth Dawkins is hateful, off the meter, off the scale. Otangelo is hateful, yeah, a little bit down the scale of it. This guy I don't know. I've never interacted with him, but he seems alright. You know what I think? I think this is all falling apart for Christianity on the whole. The more we ridicule this stuff, the more we win.
Not even my disposition, even as an unregenerate person. That's just not how I generally act. I'm a little more intelligent than to be so uncouth, and frankly, it is dishonorable to the gospel to treat people that way. But Otangelo will not even speak to me. He barely let me talk. Same with John, because I I had to laugh, call John a sociopath, and he just proved my point for me. But as far as Otangelo, Otangelo won't even talk to me and is sitting here slandering me. So here's your open invitation of Otangelo. Furnish the proof that I was ever as consistently hateful as Smokey Saint. And as soon as you can do that, then I will apologize, because I have never been that hateful. I'm also calling you out to an open panel on my channel, because you said you blocked me if I even came to your channel. I've never really been on your channel, and now I wouldn't even try. But surely, Otangelo, you're not so much of a coward that you can make statements about me behind my back, run away from me like a scalded dog when I didn't say hardly anything to you, and you can come on my panel and say what you got to say like a man to my face. And that's all I got to say. Good night.
That's excellent. So, coward seems to come up a lot when it comes to people talking about Otangelo. Coward, you're a coward, Otangelo. You make these silly videos, childish videos. You make specious claims, and in your comments, accusations, and then you won't come on and defend your feebleness. I don't blame you, because I'd be scared too, and I'd be a coward too if I were you, because there'd be nothing to gain from coming on and getting your ass whooped intellectually every single time. I invite you to come on right now. Join the let me go to the side chat here and see if maybe you're there. Hi, hello, side chat. So, Secular Pagan Mum, hey, how you doing? Poundser 33, welcome. Let me think. I want to make sure I don't miss anyone. Crypto. Okay, good. I think I've got everybody. What will I do? Well, then I got to start reading this stuff because I see my name. I see my name. I am muted. Yes, I am muted. At least I was, and I apologize again. My unmuter called in sick this morning, so I have to do it myself. Let's see. Hello, Sydney. Hello, Secular Pagan Mum. You saw Grumpy Crypto last night? Who saw Grumpy Crypto last night? Who are you talking to, Crypto? Ask Jay Pasick. Yeah, he's cool. He's good. Crypto says, the more I talk to Sydney, the more confused I am. I have no idea what I am anymore. Can I just be me? Okay, why don't you just be you? I'm not sure how I'm confusing you. in any way, and I wasn't aware that I was confusing anyone, and I'm sorry if I am, but maybe you can let me know how I'm confusing you so that I don't do it again, because I'm on the autistic spectrum, so I never know what the hell's going on. Is there an interest in a hangout? I mean, in a conversation. I should call it a conversation room, so we're clear what it is. Jay gets death threats from. Well, I'm not surprised, secular pagan mum, because Christians are lowlifes. They literally gutter material on the ladder, on the social ladder. They're at the very bottom. They're in the gutter where the ladder actually stands and sits. They're below the first rung. That's where I put them. They're disgusting. They must be reprogrammed. Christianity. The idea of Christianity must be revealed to be the stupidity that it is, and everybody must realize it and go, holy shit. And I hope there's a 5-year period of embarrassment for all Christians, for all people who thought they were Christians but now know better. It'll come, it has to come. High-speed internet is fucked up. Christianity, bye-bye. I call myself Sydney the Prophet because I prophesy that Christianity will fizzle. Certainly in terms of the political power it holds, certainly in terms of the prestigious status that it seems to hold as, religious organization. We look up to it. It's all nonsense. Oh, yes. Do we want a conversation room to open up or not, is the question. And what I'll do, whether it's in vain or not, I'll open up a room anyway. I'll get this done really quickly so that we don't waste any time. At least as quick as I can. Here we go. Did you hear that? That means the room's open. Oh, they've changed it. They've changed the layout. Huh, look at that. Or have they? I don't know. Doesn't look right. Something doesn't look right. Ah, there we go. Yes, they have changed the layout. Okay, so here's the link. Took me an extra second because they changed the layout. Here it is. If you come in, then we can continue the stream. If not, we're just going to stop it. Pin it, pin it, pin it. All right, there we go. Okay, so let me see where I am here. I'm in the, okay, so I'm in there. There is a new layout, just so you know. Not that it's going to make a hell of a lot of a difference, to be honest. But, what I do want to do is get back here and show you my handiwork in terms of there we go. So there it is. See, the room is open, as you can see. All you got to do is come on in. And if you come on in, then we can continue. And if you don't, then we shall stop. So I'll go back to here. Let's see what you say. Now I'm starting to talk in German. It's just not in a German accent, or maybe it's a nice Slovenian accent. Well, okay. No one can come out to play today. Too bad. So sad. Thank you, Otangelo, for all that entertainment. You are the best, sir. I love it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next time. Hello. Let me switch that off. There we go. Greetings. Otangelo. Greetings. I'm just ending the stream here. How you doing?